totally against me. You know, Scorpios and Geminis.
Scorpios, no, and Geminis, no.
Nah.
How far are you into being a Scorpion? Like,
I'm a like what you would call a true Scorpio. I'm
like
November
you're right in the middle of it.
November 3rd, 1973. I'm like true.
And wait a minute, and you're an ox too.
Yeah.
So wait, Scorpion. What was that? October 3rd? November 3rd.
November 3rd.
October is Libra, right?
Yeah.
To the 20th. Yeah, you're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had no business being with a Gemini. A Gemini is for like an Aquarian. You're what?
December 15th.
December 15th. You're Sagittarius?
Year of the monkey.
Oh. 69? No, you're 26. 1980. You know my cousin's a monkey?
I told her, yo. I told her she was.
I'm a jackass. That's what I am. I'm the year of the jackass. That's what I am. I'm the year of the jackass. Look here.
He's talking to the camera.
I am the year of the jackass. I am going
You
to
gotta work your little arm there.
the year of the. Wait, I'm the year of the jackass. I'm a Scorpio, but I was born in the year of the jackass. Okay, now get back here.
My ex was born in the year of the jackass as well.
See?
No, he wasn't. He's an ox.
Me sit with Mother Booker.
And you're?
A beautiful person. I was born in the year of the snake.
And what's that cat? Who is he?
Cannot
I'm
fucking
the
wait
year of the
till
snake.
I get the fucking.
Snakes are
Forked
cool.
tongue and a nasty bite.
Nah, not according to the Chinese zodiac. Chinese zodiac says
No, I'm saying according to what you told me.
She attracts folks that hide, though, that some shady folks.
Who? What?
what? We want to know. What are you talking about?
I do the same thing. I attract
Yeah.
Yo, so they got a cam. They got it into us, but
Okay.
we got a cam. Don't pack up the cam.
Oh.
yet.
No, I'm
You got
not.
some tape on there, man.
Yeah, I got massive tape. Yeah, I gotta plug this thing up because the battery's going dead now.
It's on standby.
Yeah, I know. I put it on. It's like, man, that shit just. One person I was talking to about it said that. You didn't know. I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, I'm
It
really.
looks weird. You're like this.
Yeah, but that's how I feel. Remember that? I do that with Ramon.
That's so funny, man. Like, makes it happen with the live calls like that.
Shit just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make. How do you not know? You didn't
We're talking
know?
about music in the hallway.
What do you
I'm talking about, me
mean?
being in the hip hop genre, and I told
What do you
her,
mean you didn't know?
The music that you do is just different because the people that listen to soul music,
Stop tape.
you know, the kind of music
Stop
that
the
you
tape.
do.
It's. I can't even explain it, yo. Like for real. Like for real. Like I can't even explain it.
I can.
Huh?
I can.
Oh yeah?
Oh
I
God.
did though already.
To me.
Yeah. That's what you're talking about? What
Yeah.
we talked about?
Yeah.
There's explanation for everything.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, but let's hear it.
Having like two children, two kids.
Don't mean to put you on the spot,
Why?
Soulflower, but
She not on the
Why?
spot. She knows.
Why? But why?
Why what?
I'm playing.
Well, that's basically been my whole thing. I should call this why, cause I've been saying like why, like
Why what?
why.
What do you want to know?
Oh God! Why? Why did this happen? Why did it end up being, you know, something that was non-existent, something that wasn't real? The other day I woke up, I was like, oh my God! It's like I've been making love to a ghost the whole time. You know, like I was like, damn! I woke up the other morning with that. I was like, shit. It's like it was like it was a ghost.
What's your question for real?
Why did she use me?
Because you let yourself be used.
Okay.
Period.
I told you that too.
But what do you mean I let myself be used? Because
Everybody's supposed to be used in this world. It's just a matter of drawing limitations and know because of who you are and what you know you want to do and what you don't want to do. You want to be loved so much that you let yourself get in a situation to be used up. And you didn't stop and take the time to really see that's not your mate, that's not your soulmate, because you wanted it so much to be that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It was so clear from the beginning that you were a loving being, a giving being. We all knew that, but we all knew that you all weren't supposed to be together. Everybody knew that, and she knew that. But you wanted it so much that you allowed yourself to see what you wanted to see and believe what you wanted to believe. You tricked yourself into creating your own reality, because that's all life is your own perception. You know what I'm saying? It's not anybody else's. But there is a clear-cut truth. There is. But then you can create your own truth if you want to. You can allow yourself to believe something and then call it your own truth.
What?
But in reality, there is a truth. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you say that from the beginning
Mhm.
we were not supposed to be together? What I mean, I'm asking this question in all sincerity. I just want to hear your opinion. That's why I'm doing this. Why? Because I wasn't I was a bald head.
Anybody who knew this sister
Okay.
knew what she was truly attracted to.
Okay.
What?
Realize.
That I'm on camera?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm saying.
I say the same thing to her.
No, I know. I know.
What I'm saying.
No, I'm just
I realize
saying.
that-
You don't have to
I
stop.
realize.
You don't have to stop. You're saying realize. Oh, yeah.
I'm
You
on
realize.
camera.
Boom.
Anybody who knew the sister knew she was attracted to.
Exactly. It's all real.
What?
I'm filming everybody.
I want that. Say that again.
I said anybody who knew this sister knew what she was attracted to.
And so,
I'm saying.
and so, no short bald heads, basically.
From the beginning, she said that you were attractive. You know what I'm saying? She always said that you were attractive. And there was so much that she liked about you. But it's not even a gossipy thing. It's just like, it was very obvious that some Ross was going to come and carry her away. And that it probably wouldn't last, but that was what was gonna happen. I said that from the beginning to her. I said, be careful, because I know what you're attracted to. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's at all in any shape or form right that you were used. Okay? I'm not the kind of woman that jumps on a woman's side. I'm not.
Oh, I've already interviewed some of those.
You know what I'm saying?
God, I mean, like.
Kabaya will tell you up and down, I am not that woman. I take a man's side more than I take a woman's side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the situation. In a situation like this, I don't know if there's some other story about you. I didn't hear anything bad about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like to see good Reggie get used up. But you let yourself get used up, so I don't really feel bad for you. I really don't. And I don't see her as wicked. I don't. I see her as somebody who uses people to get what she needs.
I already
You
said
know?
about she's in a spot, man. The people are pushed to the edge. They got to resort. They just got to resort to their true means of being able to use what they have and get what they want.
That's the hustle. I'm saying, like, we come up in this world, certain people come up in this world to be hustlers, and when you're in a hustle mode, you're always looking around to see what you can use, who you can use, and get your next meal, get your next job, get your next man to move in with, room and board, like whatever it is.
Up north.
But specifically with you, you weren't insignificant. You know what I'm saying? You weren't just a man to be used. Like, I don't like speaking on a sister on camera. I really am not really feeling that. But she would always tell me that she cares about you. You know what I'm saying? That you're great, that you do things for her that nobody ever did for her. You know what I'm saying? Women get used to that.
Yeah, it's true.
And when you start doing that, I'm like, oh Lord, he's doing what? He's giving her what? You know, from the time when they went to Tampa or something and took her to a ball or, you know, I mean, she had never been through all of that before. I haven't either. I mean, for a man to do those things for you, you want to keep feeling that feeling. It's euphoric. It's like a drug. You know what I'm saying? When a man starts pampering you know, it's a feeling that a lot of us haven't felt. So I mean, when you start getting that feeling, you want more and more and more of it because a lot of these Rasta men are not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They might be nice to look at. They'd be nice to converse with and build and reason with, but they're not treating the queens and the empress like queens and empress. You know what I'm saying? She was taken aback because you're this bald head.
Right.
Though you're not in the standards of what the definition is, just physically. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that came up in there who she wouldn't normally be attracted to.
Right.
But you took the reins and were like, I'm gonna woo her. I'm gonna make her be attracted to me. I'm gonna make this sister feel me. And you pushed and you pushed and you pushed. You wanted it so much because if you left it just on her in a really natural setting, she would have said, let's just be friends forever. But you wanted that to her to be your queen so much. That
So
it
that was
became
wrong? That was wrong of
It
me
has
to
to
do?
be a real mutual feeling. And I think you knew deep down that she didn't feel as deep for you as you felt for her. That she loved you more as a friend and respected you more as a friend than the king that she's going to spend her life with. I think if you really searched for the truth, you would have seen that. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't hard to tell. You know, there's different kinds
But
of love.
is that respect? Letting somebody pamper you, knowing that they want you to be their queen, and you knowing that that's never going to happen because this is just a temporary guy that you'd like to be your friend forever?
When a woman hasn't felt that pampering, I haven't gotten there yet either. You know what I'm saying? When a woman hasn't felt that pampering, I can just imagine that she could be swayed. You know what I'm saying? Because she wants to feel that so much. Kind of women, kind of men that these women are attracted to, these gangsters or these hardcore men,
Mm-hmm.
they're too manly to show that sensitive love, that I want to rub your feet, I want to take you to a spa, I want to buy you a dress. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For real. So when a woman feels that, usually the kind of men that are, quote, sensitive, which is a great word, it's a beautiful thing for a man to be. Kabaya is very sensitive, and he's still a very serious man.
Right.
It just means that you've tapped into the overstanding of women. You know how to deal with women. That's all that means. But men run from being sensitive because they feel like if you're sensitive, you're gay. You're less of a man.
Mm-hmm.
But those men that are, quote, sensitive get put in a friend pile real quick. You know?
Real quick.
Because they're not manly enough. And a woman's looking for a real man. But those real men aren't taking
Real
care of
men.
her.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're
treating
illusions.
men.
It's an
They're not
illusion
real men.
of manhood.
Of course, I'm saying.
I'm just gonna act all tough and angry all the time and watch lots of football. Then I'll be a real man.
And then what does she do though? But then she calls up the Mashans of the world, or the Kabayas of the world, or the Ians of the world to talk about their real man.
Yeah,
problems.
man.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
yo.
know.
I had a poem back in the day when on the scene called Monopoly Syndrome, playing these games, man.
It is. So what do? You change? What? You have to change to be with them? That's not right.
No, it's
No.
not
What
right.
happens is what I told you. It's to get syndrome.
And
And that's what happens.
I'm telling
that's
you
what
that,
happens.
and it's yeah.
And that's a really big issue right now.
I know.
Like I said before, obviously, if that white girl is a soulful
Right,
sister, you
right.
know what I'm saying, with culture, that's peace, that's power. But if she's just striving to
Right.
reach out for
Yeah.
you and
That
your
it ain't no better.
soulfulness,
It's no better.
nah, she's just using you
Yeah.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Again,
and you're
being
using
used-
her because it's an easy relationship.
Yes.
Because you know that she's gonna be there. She's gonna be so happy just to be with you,
Right.
a black man,
Mm-hmm.
that she's gonna do for you, and
Right.
be there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes,
Which
most
feels
definitely.
good.
Most definitely.
But then when
But
that
see
put
what I'm
him in
saying?
a situation that she was in, where she's not used to certain things and it just feels good, but then he's never going to be satisfied.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then he starts feeling pampered,
Oh yeah.
and then he can start using his white girl just like
Well-
this sister used him.
But see the thing with me though, is not that wouldn't be a first
That's what
time thing
happens
for me.
though. But that's what happens. This is what I'm saying.
That'll just be
This is the law of using.
right. The law of you.
This is what happens. I'm not saying with you, but
Mhm.
you said
No, I know what
that
you're
was
saying.
your next move. Like, let me go find myself
Yeah,
a white girl.
I was thinking of just being exclusive.
I'm saying the good man trying to get with a strong black woman
Yes.
and feeling like you're doing all of these things
Yes.
for her
Oh yeah.
and she's not doing anything for you because
Yes.
yeah. So you feel all used. So now you want to turn around and feel pampered. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
want to be able to kind of use somebody because you're tired of being used up. You feel used up. So you don't want to run out and get with a sister that you have to now give to, you know, and
Yeah,
work hard
yeah.
for. So who do you go for? The easy one that you don't have to work hard for. And she's going to now do for you and pamper you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you use her up. And then these girls are left hung dry because they don't usually have longevity. You know what I'm saying? They get used up too. And they don't know what to
or
do.
even not even going over there to the white girls, just being where I am and just fucking using everybody. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Being like how I talk
You're
about
gonna
it.
accumulate karmic
Like-
debt, and that crap's gonna happen to you again.
Yo,
But
man.
we're talking about
Well,
relationships though,
good.
not everybody. We're talking about what are you going to do now as far as a woman.
As far as a woman,
We're
like
not
this
talking
one
about
brother.
everything right now. We're talking about relationships.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You
So
know,
what are you
what
gonna
I
do
mean
as
as far
far
as
as that
relationships.
goes?
Like this one brother, I'm gonna get a chance to meet. It's something similar, like that's happened to him.
Mhm.
And like, yo, this cat like got 3 or 4 of them at a time. And like, man, fuck all of them, man. He was like, fuck that, man. He's like, I put my heart into that thing and tried to be the good man and just got turned around and burned. He was like, man, that's it for me. Yo, fuck it. You know, and it's like when I continue to talk to people about this and about being interviewed and stuff like that, that constantly comes up on both sides. With the men saying, yeah, man, fuck that, I ain't giving my heart no more. And the females even saying, yeah, you know, most of these dudes out here, they ain't got nothing for me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh my God, like what the hell is this? You know, fucking civil war when it comes to matters of the heart. Or what?
You say what? Well, let me go over to
Yo,
Europe
it's impatience,
and
man.
deal with the women over there.
It's straight up impatience. It's not being able to just hold tight. If you can't make a relationship work, you're not ready to be in a relationship.
Yeah,
Period.
that's real.
It's impatience. You're not ready. Don't do it. You don't know yourself enough. You don't know this other person
I'm
enough.
saying it takes 2 people to make a relationship work. So
Exactly.
one is not ready. He might be ready.
No.
Michelle might be ready.
No, you can't be. You can't come. You cannot connect with a person and make a relationship if both aren't ready.
Obviously, if both aren't ready. You can't
I'm
make it
saying
happen. Yeah,
one,
yeah.
even not even one, can be ready
And
come
make
into
it work. I'm saying it takes 2 to make it work.
To make it work.
Undoubtedly.
But I don't even think the person getting into a relationship is really ready, because it's there, man. It's a spirit thing. It's not just I'm gonna use this and go in there
It's
and
a
try to
balance.
make this
It's a
happen.
balance thing.
Yeah, but
An individual
but
has
this
to be
this
balanced
guy's
in
this.
a relationship.
This
Mhm.
guy's this. So when
Mhm.
you're letting yourself be guided by this, then you're ready.
Mhm.
Most people are just going by this,
Of course.
so they're
When they're
not
going
ready.
by this.
Or by it's really
Mhm.
by
Number
that.
one, they go by
Exactly.
this.
That's you. That's
And then they go
that's
by
the low.
this. And then they go by this.
Exactly.
Then they go
And
by
then they
this.
go by this.
In that
And
order.
that's yo. You can look at a chakra chart or
Yeah.
you know, the Sephora and see how they go. Boom.
But they do it
straight,
in the
you know,
backwards
boom,
order.
boom, 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 boom.
They
They're
don't
doing
go
like
1, 2,
boom,
3,
jumping
they
all
go
over the
10,
place. There's
9,
an
8.
order to things, man. Get yourself
You're supposed to
straight.
start here.
Make sure
then
your
here,
mind
and
straight.
then
Make sure
here.
exactly. You know,
Mhm.
make sure your mind is straight. Make sure your
Mhm.
goals are straight. Make sure you have a reason for even being in a relationship other than just feeling good and milking the emotions off somebody else. That's not what it's
Mhm.
about. You gotta have a system, a plan, a goal, something you're striving to accomplish. It's not just passing forth. I want to feel good with this person. I want to make this person, you know, my queen or my. Now you all have to have that along with, you know, I want to build something. I want to help the world by combining with
That's what I thought I
somebody.
was doing. See, that's why this is so freaking confusing. It's because that's what I was doing. That's what I thought.
That's what you were doing.
That's what that's
what I
she
thought.
wasn't the way. What I'm saying.
That's what you know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
insight. You can't, you know, it's either like you said, either people going by this
Mhm.
or they going by really it's not even the heart, it's the emotion, which is
Mhm.
this, the orange.
It's the emotion.
That's like right there.
Mhm.
That's not far from the lowest
Right.
part of yourself.
mm-hmm.
So if you're going from your emotions, then you know that's another way it just will not work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to start in the chakra chart, just like a rainbow. You got to start higher than the yellow. You have to start at the green.
Right.
You know, the green is where trust comes in and love comes in. Anything else, yellow, you're thinking too much.
Mm-hmm.
Emotion, you just got too many feelings out there and they ain't connecting right. And red is just straight physical, just straight. All you want to do is this and go to the next and this.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what the advice I gave to you on the phone was patience, and that's such a key element.
Yeah.
Be a loving being, you know what I'm saying, and always express it, because to be a loving being and not express it is a sin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So always show love. It's just about being patient and in balance. When you're balanced, then you're able to see what the truth is, not just your perception of the truth and what you want to see and what you wish would be. But when you're balanced, you can see clearly what is. You know, and sometimes what is isn't what we want. And because of that, we choose to not see what is and say, well, you know, I really want it to be this, so it's going to be this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With patience, it will bring a more balanced situation, a clearer view. And that's what you need to take with you into your relationships in the future. You know, just don't dive in. If it's absolute soulmate, you know that. You know, you know that. That's not about even questioning or wondering or thinking about anything. Like, that's all about diving in. You are that. You know, that's your completion. She's your completion. You know what I'm saying? And that will happen for you if you're moving clearly. You know, if you're moving balanced. Because if you're not, you're going to be with the wrong person when she passes you. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll be confused when she passes you, when she walks up to you. You have to be clear and be ready for her. You know, when Kavai and I met, it was a time in our lives when we didn't want to be with anybody. We really wanted to just build within our own, study, have, you know, friends around us, but not even too much of that. Just really be on our own. And we came together and we met. And, you know, I gave him a big hug as soon as I met him. And we built all night on some high consciousness. And I walked him home. And I told him, and I told him after we built all night that for the rest of my life you'll be my best friend for the rest of my life. And I felt that. And from that moment we became inseparable, and we just building every day. As soon as I was done with my classes, we were hanging. If we didn't plan to hang, we would just happen to bump into each other in the most random spots.
All the time.
At 5 in the morning. Randomly.
Random.
In back alleys. I'm saying, man, it's
You never
just,
bump into you in the back
well, Key and I coming out of Copley, rollerbladed, kind of in the back alley area, and you rolling up on us at 5
See,
in the middle of the night.
Yep.
See,
He's
it's
got
like-
a good memory.
it's like-
Yeah,
even like that, man. Fucking yeah, I'm so fucking like tired.
What?
Yeah, I hear stories like that a lot, especially since I've been researching this. I have a friend of mine who's like he just celebrated, he just celebrated his 13-year anniversary with his wife, and they had a common ground type thing as well. We were all in the band together in high school, and he was a senior, and she was a freshman, and they hit it off, and like ever since then they were together, and it's like and you hearing these stories are very common ground type thing, y'all on some conscious stuff about Rastafari and stuff like that. And like what we were talking tonight, I've always felt like the outsider in anything, in everything that I've been in, whether it's music, when I was doing the whole hip hop thing, straight up rap, down here the guys were into MC Shady and 2 Live Crew. I'm into Eric B. Rakim and Big Daddy. They're like, what? I get in even in the acting thing, my views and stuff like that, plus being the only one, African there, you know what I'm saying, is surrounded by all these other Caucasians standing out there. When it comes to certain kind of women, one thing I learned in this relationship more than anything is so clear to me now that women that are very that are natural, that is definitely my preference, big time. I can't do the weave thing. I never could do that. I can never do all that extension thing. They have to be natural, and they have to be conscious. They have to be smart, intelligent, of course, all that stuff. And
Those are great prerequisites.
no, they are. They are. This is a question now I can probably present to y'all, and maybe you can give me some insight. And I'm going to even present this to Professor Tafari. What I've noticed, a lot of those young ladies are Rastafarian. And I'm not Rastafarian. And I'm just trying to figure out, it's like I don't want to put myself in another situation where I'm the outsider, because that's basically been my whole life, from the time I was a child to now. To be able to find a common bond, people they're more comfortable when they find someone who's just like them.
Of course. If I was just really attracted to Muslim men, the look of Muslim men, the religion of Muslim men, and I was with the Muslim man, he would want me to be a Muslim woman immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So he would feel comfortable and feel
Right.
like he's building on what his foundation is.
Right.
Continuing with his queen and then raising Muslim children. So if you get with the Rastafarian woman, it's the same thing. She will want you to become a Rastafarian man, whether she says so or not. That will be her desire. And if you don't, she will look around and be attracted to other Rasta men.
So are you saying that I have to, when I go to the mosque, I have to just be focused on those sisters? That I can't?
What do you mean?
Meaning I should just have all those type of sisters out of my view altogether?
Of course not. Of course not. But just realizing that if somebody has a strong devotion to a way of life, then they want their mate to be with them in that devotion.
Bruh, you can't take from your present and try to forecast into the now, man. You have to you need to be taking from your future and making your present better. So you have to know who you are. So you really have to be there and knowing who you are. So once you know that, man, nobody can pass things over on you. Nobody, you're not taking things.
You don't need to
certain way.
conform to somebody else's way of
Nah,
life.
man,
Who
you
are
know
you? And what do you
Exactly.
really
Who
want?
you really want will come to you.
Because you know
The more
who
you do
are.
this, that's yellow. That's below the level of green where you must start in order to have something real in your life. So
But obviously, the foundation, the absolute foundation of knowledge itself. So you have to know
Yeah.
who you are in order to attract what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Really. But I mean, you know, Kabaya and I, we're not too tough into religion. Our way of life is moving in love and consciousness. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what we want to attract are beings
Mhm.
that are moving in love consciousness. Period. You know? But when you do specifically get with the religion, you know, a specific religion, then most of those beings want to deal with other beings that are within that religion. You know? And that's just how it goes. So I mean, not all natural women are Rastafari.
Right.
You know, but understand that if you get with a Rastafarian woman, she would probably want you to be a Rastafarian man. So I mean, that's something for you to know. But definitely understanding that not all natural women are Rastafarian. You know, but you're saying you're attracted to dreadlock women, not just natural women, but women with dreadlocks, right?
Well, not specific. Hey, if they got afros, you know, as long as it's natural, you know what I
There's
mean?
a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women like that in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just haven't met the right ones yet.
Yeah, so
Or if you did, you
I'm saying
You
there's
know,
millions of
just
women in
didn't
the
happen.
world, so you may
Oh
not
my
have met her
God.
yet. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
if you're ready, you have to understand with this, everything that you do in your learning, in your moving, your travels, is about preparing yourself for your queen and for your children. So when he says, you know, picture your future you
Mm-hmm.
to better work on your now.
Right.
It's saying, picture your family
Yes.
and what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and then that will help you shape who you are
Now. Yes.
to better attract what you really want to
Yes.
achieve,
Yes.
what you see in your future.
Totally
You
understand.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had a reoccurring vision since I was 12 years old of my king, and I never saw his face, but I knew what he looked like still, and my two children, my son and my daughter, who were a few years apart. And we lived what I thought was in the islands. And I had this vision at least once a night, at least one time a day for years, since I was 12. So I knew exactly what I felt, what I wanted from the inner, from the subconscious to the conscious. You know, I knew that's what I wanted. And now I'm in Miami, the king, and my son and my daughter, who are a few years apart, in a tropical place, which I thought was the islands, but was actually Miami. You know what I'm saying? Because I kept seeing it, and it becomes, when you know something, you manifest it. When you believe something, you're not there yet. You're not ready to manifest yet. You have to fill yourself up with the knowing of what it is, and not just the wish or the hope or the prayer. You know what I'm saying? That's not filling yourself up. Like, please give me this. I hope I can find that. It's saying no. I know who I am, and I know what I want, and I'm filled up with it. You know, it's why I'm still in hip hop. It's because I know. You know, I know who I am in this. I know what I want to do with this, and I know it's happening as I'm speaking. You know what I'm saying? So as many times as I thought, well, let me just move into counseling. Let me just move into something else in life. You know, let me go back to school and do this and that. I said, no, I can't stray from this path because I know how powerful it is. I know it. I don't believe it. To believe is to follow. To know is to be a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't follow anything in life. That's the problem with this whole place. It's a mass, you know, movement of followers that are following a false leader. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The leader's a follower. The leader is a follower. The following is a follower.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you need to work on becoming a leader. Men in general, women in general, need to work on becoming a leader within themselves, knowing what they want, knowing who they are in order to manifest, you know, who they are and what they want. I mean, so that's it. That's really it. It's patience to work on yourself, knowing that working on yourself is preparing yourself for your queen, who's working on herself for you right now. You know what I'm saying? She's out there working on herself for you right now. And you're here working on yourself for her. right now. But don't work on it in your head. Work on it through knowing, through action, you know what I'm saying? And through being. Work on it. Don't work on it by thinking about it, by hoping for it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, your homework needs to be knowing who you are.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
just thought just had a flash of the differences between a leader and a follower. A leader, I'll even start with a follower, has to see what he believes in. And the leader just has to see it in his mind. Follower has to see it in front of him. And the leader doesn't even have to, man. It's
That
there.
comes with trust, right,
Yeah,
right.
you know,
That's trust.
it's there. So that's the major difference.
Followers don't have that trust.
They don't have that.
You know.
Can't trust themselves. Leader trust themselves.
So you feel a little more clear? You have any more questions?
No, I mean, you know, that.
Why does it have to hurt?
Now another thing is that
Immature.
if a relationship feels like work, if a relationship feels hard and it hurts, it's not the right relationship. It sounds real simple because you still love somebody, but I love them. I don't want to just let them go. You can love them, but that's not that one being that's meant for you. And that's for real. A relationship is not supposed to be hard work.
Yeah, I love all my exes. I just know I can't be with them.
Just saying. You know, before me, Kabaya couldn't really be with any of his women for longer than
A couple hours, yo.
a couple of hours.
That was it. Gotta go.
Then they had to go. I'm saying as
Sorry.
far as like, let's go hang out. Okay, well, we can hang out for a couple hours, but then we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Too much on my head, yo.
he couldn't take them. I mean, that's another
Yeah.
tell. Like, you can't be in their presence for that long. But then when he and I came together, there wasn't a moment
All the time.
when we couldn't be together.
Exactly.
It was inseparable. Yeah, yeah. Because it's based on that vibe of being family, being best friends, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a great tell to know that you're with your mate is when you don't feel like they're in your space. You know what I'm saying? They're not even another person in the room. It's just a oneness that you share with somebody where there's no intrusion on your energy because it's a like energy. It's agreeable. That's a great word. You know, there's agreeable and there's disagreeable. When you feel like things are disagreeable, they need to go from your life, no matter what they are. If there's a food that you don't like that's disagreeable to you, you're not going to eat that food. You know what I'm saying? If there's people that you meet on the street that are disagreeable, you're not going to want to give those people your phone number or take them home with you. Why wouldn't it be the same with a woman? You know what I'm saying? Or a man? Like, if there's a lot of disagreeable moments, then they're probably not the right ones to be around you. You know, there's many women in the world, beautiful. There's many men in the world that are beautiful. And you don't have to settle for anything that's not agreeable to your spirit. Because that's the only thing that's going to bring happiness and joy, preferably. You know, joy is a higher state of happiness. It's when you're just filled up with giving thanks. You know, you just wake up every morning and you give thanks for what you have. That's joy. You know what I'm saying? And you want to feel that feeling. It's not unrealistic. It's not a dream. It's something that you're supposed to feel. You're intended to feel. You should never wake up feeling disgruntled. You know what I'm saying? When you and I spoke on the phone the other day, you were so disgruntled. And when you feel that way, I tell my children when they start feeling that way, when you feel that way, it's saying that you're unappreciative of what you have. You're not giving thanks for what you have. And understanding that anything that happened in your life that you didn't like, you allowed to happen. by the choices that you made yourself. Every single thing, good or bad, that happens to you in your life, you controlled. People become so much of followers, they feel like they don't have control of their lives, and they blame everybody else for what happens in their life, good or bad. But as a leader, you have to always take the reins. You have to always know that everything happens because you allowed it to happen. Because your world is you. You know what I'm saying? You're in control of your world. So every single thing that happens in your world, you let in. You know what I'm saying? You gave her your phone number. You let him sleep on your couch for a month. You know what I'm saying? You took the first step to making that happen. I mean, and so on and so on. Every single thing, every single little thing is because you let it happen. You know, I can never hear people in my ear blaming other people for their problems. It's just, it's not right. They're looking externally for problems that have always been internal. You know, nobody has control over you but you, and you have control of nobody else but yourself.
I remember that beat.
Yeah. So so it's just about working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? In preparation for her.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's a fact, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I know. That's what's up.
Come check this out, man. Check this out. Check this out. Come listen, man.
Check it out.
That'll be $100.
Yeah, but you can't help but wonder though, man, because like I used to always wonder too, like if do a female think like that. Like I'm saying, like if he with somebody else, but you know, from a man point of view, man always thinking like after you been with a girl so long, you know what you did with it and all the things y'all done did from different positions to different this and emotions and shit she say to you like spank me dad or whatever. You wondering if this next man doing the same shit that you doing, is he doing it better? Why she with him instead of me? Like he must got the bigger dick. You know, you don't want to think like that, but it's just that devil riding you out, man, on your mind, like. And, you know, your thought process is a powerful thing. You know, how you just tripping and doing all kind of things that you might don't want to do. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man, so I don't know if you guys can kind of do it today.
Oh, you can't do nothing like that anymore?
Take 4, close it.
Okay. I just got through praising God just a few minutes ago. When I went over to Soulflower in Kavaya's house the other day, Kavaya told me about this old man who, during like some of the shows and concerts and stuff like that, he would just start jumping up and down and start praising God, you know, for everything. Just started praising God, just jumping all over the place and just saying, thank God, thank you, God, thank you, God, you know. And I just got through doing that. So, I'm just so thankful that I was able to love somebody and give my all to the person, you know. And it's just, I'm so blessed and so thankful for everything that I have right now, you know. I'm so blessed, I'm so thankful that I have my family, you know. It's just, you know, you don't think about those things until something like this happens, you know, something that's so life-changing, that's so, just so impacting, you know. And I was just jumping up and down. I was just saying, thank God, and just praise Allah, just for everything that He's done for me, everything that He is going to do for me. And, you know, and I just praise Him for me being creative, and I just praise Him for me being able to have a father. You know, There's a lot of people can't say that they have fathers. And I can definitely tell you that I have one. And I just started jumping up and down, man, and I just, you know, I just let all that stuff go. I just was praising him for everything that he's doing for me right now, and everything that he is gonna do for me, and that he's setting me on a path right now, you know, and I should just be so grateful, so thankful for everything that he's doing for me right now, and that everybody is going to be able to see it. Everyone is going to be able to see the great things that God, Allah, is going to do for me, and that through me, his greatness is going to be shown and seen all over the world. Everyone is going to be able to see it and bear witness and say, wow, look at what God can do, you know. And I was just jumping up and down and just praising God, and oh man, it was good. It was good. And I thanked him for it. I even thanked him for my broken heart, you know. And I know he's gonna heal it, and I know that he's gonna bring somebody into my life that is gonna love me for who I am. And I know that I'm gonna have my children, and I'm gonna have all those things that I want and all those things that I desire. And all those things that I deserve. You know. And I just thank him for my creativity and me being able to just to do this, you know. I'm just so thankful and so grateful for everything. And it felt good. It felt good. It felt good. Just to be able to release all of this, you know. And to show, you know, those of us that are going through things like this, you know, going through breakups because you gave so much of yourself, you gave so much of your life and your soul and your heart, that, you know, you should feel bad about that, you know. You should feel bad about that. You should be rejoicing that you're able to love somebody, regardless of the situation, that you were able to love. Never mind if they were able to love or not, but that you were able to love. You were able to love. And we must continue to love. You know, we must continue to show love. We must continue to show love. Because if you don't show love, then what's the purpose of living? Because we must continue to love and love and love. And keep loving, man. Keep loving, you know. Keep loving. Keep loving. And I did that. I gave my love to her. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that I did that. I'm so thankful that I was able to do that. I'm so thankful that I was able to show love to the children. When you plant seeds of love, people don't forget. They may try to forget. They'll never forget. And those children will never forget that I gave them love. I gave them love. It's preparation for when my own children come along. And I'll be able to give them all the love that they deserve. I'm so thankful for that, man. You have no idea. I'm so thankful for that. So thankful for that. So thankful for that. You know, I'm so thankful for that. And I believe that with all of this, you know, it's going to bring about a new brothers that's going out there having these hard times with these young ladies, these relationships, man. Don't let them change you, man. Don't let them change you. Don't let them change you. Don't let them make you out to be the person that you don't want to be. Don't let them make you out to be no hateful man. Don't let them turn you to niggas, man. Don't let them turn you to niggas, man. We're dealing with spirits, principalities, and high places, man. And some of these sisters, man, are straight up possessed. Some of them are just hurt. Some of them are possessed and have demons within them. You know, they do. This thing is bigger than hip-hop, as they say. It's bigger than that. It's bigger. A lot of times it's bigger than someone being hurt. You know? You know, the world is in such turmoil right now. You don't know which end is up. And so many things are happening. So many spirits are being transmitted through television, through radio, through movies, through all of that stuff, man. And it's being planted. These seeds of deceit and hate and animosity and guilt and lust and straight up pleasure and everything are being put inside of all of us, the children and the adults. They burrow themselves into the ears, into the eyes, into the mouth of each of us. Plant these embryo demon-like seeds, and they grow and manifest. They possess and they can take over our entire person. But although all of that hatred is about, never forget to love, man. Never forget to love. Continue to love. And thank God for who you are, where you are. Thank God for your broken heart. So that you can know what it feels like. And know that God will heal that broken heart. He'll heal that broken heart, man. It's all an exercise to make you stronger. So thank God. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Allah, for everything that you've given me. All of my trials and tribulations that you're putting me through right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, God. Thank you, Allah. All praise due to Allah, Master and Father of all the worlds. Oh, man. I needed to cry like this. I have not cried like this in years. So, this is, I needed to, you know, filter out some of all that stuff, you know, get all that stuff out, you know, clean yourself out, you know, so. Yeah. We'll keep moving though. Keep moving forward. God's light will shine. And we're all tapers. He has the matches and light us up. His light will shine through. And people will see. People will see. And they will fall on their knees and say, wow, look what the Lord has done. God is good. All the time. All the time.
Manasseh, don't tell them, don't be Mr. Nice Guy. When you call, you let them know. If something happened to my children, I'm going to own the state of Florida and we're going to be on national TV. You have 72 hours. And say, I'll make you all rich and famous. I guarantee you, you'll get a call back. I guarantee you, within 72 hours, they'll be able to tell you where she is and that they've already sent local law enforcement to the house to pick up the children. They will extradite the children from police officer in wherever she is. Those police officers take those children to the local state agency. That state agency holds them. The state of Florida sends the police officer, because Giovanni Daddy goes all the time to get them. They send them to pick those children up and transport them back, baby. They giving you a game to play. No, honey. Just like like they extradite a criminal. They will call in Georgia and say the children have been transported. She's charged with kidnapping. They're going to arrest her, and she's going to be charged with kidnapping. Ask me, I know. I'm telling you. If I go across that state line, that nigga will have me in federal pen, baby. Kidnapping is the charge. You cannot cross those lines if that's part of the order. No, sir. And my job requires me to travel, but Giovanni has to stay here. That's what I'm telling you. That was the best thing you ever did. If she is by any means, and don't tell her you're looking for her, because then she'll start coming up with all these lies. What you do is tell them that the children are there, you did not authorize it, and you want them back in the state of Florida. And that you are no longer willing to pay unless the children are back where they're supposed to be. But when they get to her, they're going to arrest her and charge her with federal kidnapping. I can tell you that right now. That's a charge. That's a federal charge. That's a felony. That's kidnapping. They tell you that. Well, my judge told me that because Giovanni Daddy said, Sharon Ali, he said, well, if you do, you're going to be charged with kidnapping.
And dude to get accessory.
And that's right. And the dude, whoever car she was in, they're an accessory to the crime. A felony case, baby. Because she crossed state lines. That's when it becomes federal. When she left Florida and went anywhere, it became federal. That's why I told you playing games with them. See, they figure you don't know. But my son's father is the police. And I've learned, honey, once it's in writing, you can hold a state accountable. You need to call the state or family court in your case because it was part of your divorce decree. And say she's gone. And say, now you all give them a time frame. Say about, Wednesday of next week. If I don't have my children back, I'm going public. You take the money out my check. $921 a month, but yet you can't find her. She's gone, and your judge signed a divorce decree.
And I know people at Channel 7, dog. We can get on Channel 7.
And when you tell them that, say, I'll go public and I will be on 4, 6, 7, and 10 and Telemundo and I don't speak Spanish. They understand that. When you tell them me and all the cameras will be in your office on Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, and my attorney, because I'm filing the lawsuit against the entire family court, law enforcement, and the feds, because when she crossed the state line, I know for a fact the feds can step in because it's now kidnapping. See, they just realized you didn't know the law and how it all works.
Of course.
But that's why they say black women are dangerous. See, I had to learn, because I really thought I could leave. My friend said, girl, they would lock your behind up. That's right. I'm going to go public and say, Your Honor, I'm going to give your name to the media.
That's right.
Let him know too. Say I'm exposing. You are a public elected official. You tell him. So you enforce this child support, but yet you can't go get my children.
There you go.
So you know what, Your Honor? The next time elections come up, I'm gonna make you famous.
There you go.
Say it to him. All these brothers paying you, but you can't go get my children.
There you go.
It's part of the divorce decree. You signed the order.
Yeah.
Now, you want me to do your legwork and find her. All these law enforcement agencies, all you got to do is pick up your telephone. You told me that she gave you a phone number. Even if she called you from somebody else's
That's
phone,
right.
they can track that phone by satellite.
That's right.
And look at every call that's been made on that phone.
There you go. And who they talk to.
Who they talk to. This is a federal thing.
And if you want, you can put all those people accessory if they know she left.
Right. If any of them was there with those children when they crossed the state line, if she had a color,
If they withhold the information, they can, and they part of conspiracy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who you playing.
You tripping, man. I keep telling my dog, man, he need to step up and handle that, man.
My daddy is the police, and I'm a teacher and a consultant all over the nation. But I'm gonna tell you, when I leave my son, be right here with his dog.
That's right.
Cause his daddy don't play that.
Homie tripping, man.
Homeboy would have my behind locked up in France. And that nigga, he know it. I don't play with him. He need to be reckoned with. That nigga look at me like, okay, play with it if you want. You look good in stripes, baby. And I know he don't play with him because he already told me, you gonna look good in them stripes, girl.
Duh.
That's why my girlfriend told me, I said, they'll lock me up. She said, girl, they'll lock your butt up. That is federal. You'll never be.
Everybody keep telling him that. Everybody
That's
keep
why
telling
I
him that, man.
No, when she went, that's why you don't play with that. You notice that's why people say, oh, these girls let these guys control them. Honey, sometimes they got the controlling factor.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes most of these men who smart like you, they got the controlling factor. They control where their children go.
There
You
you
can
go.
go anywhere you want to go, but you gonna leave my children here.
There you go.
See, that's where you got her. She was fine. She could have went to Georgia State for a month of Sundays. You can't do nothing about that. But your children could not cross that line. And when they did that, boom, she just committed a crime. And it's a felony because it's from state to state. That's why when you call that judge, say, you know what, y'all? I've been so nice, but I've also consulted me an attorney. And I understand that you're the judge who signed the order, and you do see to it that $921 or $500 or $400 or it could be $200 come out my check every day, $215 every week or whatever it is, and say, you know what, Yana, you make me pay her. But now that she has fled the state, you ain't done nothing to go find my children or even make sure nothing has happened to them.
There you
And
go.
God forbid something has happened to them. And you need to say that to him. Say, God forbid something happened to my children. I'm going to own you, the state, the
There you
court
go.
system,
There you go.
and everybody else, the feds who I've called, the local, you tell him. Say, and we'll all be rich and famous. 4, 6, 7, and 10, and Telemundo, and I don't speak Spanish. I guarantee you, when you tell that man you start talking about election time and his money and his
And
image
his
on
money.
the national TV, I guarantee you that they're going to immediately find them children. Watch what I tell you. You're going to get a
And he
phone
shouldn't
call
say
saying-
72 hours. He should say 48 hours, man.
They're going to be calling you back saying, well, we've located the children
There
and
you
they're
go.
safe and they're in the custody of the state of Georgia, and we're going to be sending a law enforcement team, and they do send a child specialist with them. Yes, they do. I'm
Wow.
telling you, this is a game they playing with you.
They playing.
It's a game. And see, our men don't know. That's why I'm just letting you know.
That's-
When you call them, you talk the language they understand. I will have you on national TV. 4, 6, 7, and 10 and Telemundo, baby, and I don't speak Spanish.
You're going to be sitting up there paying all that money and they
And
ain't
I'm
doing
paying,
nothing?
I'm paying what you say I'm paying, but you can't enforce the order that you signed.
Come on now.
And we voted you in office, sir.
Come on.
I guarantee you, when that judge get through making a few phone calls to the chief of police, they will track down that cell phone number, find out where that satellite came from that surround the area. They will contact the locals. The locals will be able to track that number and tell them exactly where that cell phone is at that minute. And they will say, call that cell phone number, notify them that they'll give us a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? To render herself or to return to the state of Florida with the children.
Is she in North Carolina?
They will give her time to come back. Now that I know.
The number is...
There's a certain amount of time they'll give her, and they'll tell her, you need to bring the children back to Florida, you know, by Monday or whatever. And if she say, I don't have money, then the state will say, okay, we're going to send a patrol car. They send a patrol car, and they send the state agency, like a HRS here in the state of Florida. They send their same body there in Georgia to the house or wherever she is. They will remove your children and say to her, until you return back to the state of Florida, the children automatically go to their dad because that's the order. That you ain't got to do nothing. The state will go get them and bring them back. They actually got them back to the state of Florida. They bring them back to Miami. When they get here to Miami, they're going to have you need to come with your ID and pick up your children. They'll take care of that. I'm telling you, they playing a game.
He tripping, man.
Well, see, they do that all the time. That's why I tell people I've learned so much by being tangled up with this crazy police officer. Because they got a lot of power.
It's true.
Like that nigga told me, he said, he said, from this day to the day my son get grown, I know when you go to the bathroom.
Dang.
He told me that. He said, baby, I got you. I know when you go to the bathroom. That nigga lied. Try going to the bathroom and leaving a 5-year-old or 6-year-old. What's going to happen? That nigga know when I go to the bathroom. So I'm telling you, see, some of these brothers got it. Giovanni Daddy just educated that nigga crazy. But he don't play. And he don't play at all. See, you being a nice guy.
There you come on now. Come on now.
Giovanni Daddy be like, I just heard she was on a plane. And it's gonna land in Atlanta. When I land in Atlanta, I guarantee you, when I step off that plane, they will take that little boy, that little ugly goon, and they'll take me in handcuffs. Ma'am, you've been arrested and charged with kidnapping. Guarantee you. That nigga don't play that. No, sir. I've been to Georgia many times. Giovanni been right here in Miami. He ain't never left.
Wow.
Ask Giovanni. He ain't
I've been
been.
in Georgia with my brother.
Yeah, he been no. No. And when we went to the family reunion, Giovanni, how many times I told you to call your daddy? Call your dad for the family reunion. Call your daddy. Call your daddy. Call your daddy. Tell him we're going to New Jersey. I don't want to land and get arrested. Play with it. I told you, that nigga told me, I know when you go to the bathroom, baby.
Call my daddy and tell him I was in New Jersey.
And call your daddy and let your daddy know that you are in New Jersey. When we went to New York, Giovanni, did you call your dad and tell your daddy we went over to New York?
No, she was asking me to tell you to do that every time.
Yeah, what?
God.
Man, do I look like I'm a West Right? You
They playing my dog, man. They
No,
playing
they
it.
playing him because they realize he doesn't.
He don't know.
So that's why I'm telling you, and I said you call the judge.
Demand that
or you
thing,
find
man,
the
tomorrow,
family court
man.
Or whoever because you usually, and I don't know how to do it in family court, but usually with a child support, you have a child support worker. So in family court, I'm sure you had an attorney that represented you. You call your attorney, and you let your attorney know.
You gonna use the headset?
Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have to do a little groundwork, or do you have a legal plan on your job? Do you get free legal? Okay, because see, I get free legal. You can get legal consultation, and they can make the calls and say, we want the children. But when you call, you let them know you want your children brought back immediately. That is your whole plight. And you tell him that they say to him, if you call him, let's say you call him on Monday, say to him, Your Honor, I'm holding you responsible for everything that has happened or will happen to my children from the day I called you the first time.
Mm-hmm.
From the date I notified you my children had left the state, I'm holding you personally responsible. Because I told you about it myself, and you told me you couldn't do anything. That's why I say you need to call and let him know, okay, now I need to start finding out what the process is. And you'll see, things will change.
He got to demand that.
You'll get a call back. The clerk of course will call you back. They will pull that record first. They're going to see if that's part of the order. You know, part of the
See, the thing is, man, he keep coming up with excuses, man. Like, I've never seen anybody come up with so many excuses, man. Dog.
But when you talk to him, let him know that
I'd have drove
you're
up
holding him accountable and the
there.
court
That
system
down, beat down
for your
the
children's
ass, and then
well-being.
brought my children.
Because it took them days to pull their own order, which is a bunch of
That's
law.
real, man. You don't take nobody's children, man.
You know what I'm saying? They got file clerks. That's all they do all day. File files and pull files.
There
That's
you
all they do all
go.
day.
There you go.
You must be ain't never been out your child support division, baby.
Yeah.
Everybody you know, Jesus and himself. You must be down there. Preacher, teacher, deacon, lawyer, ask me. I know I don't see them.
Hey, boy. He said, Jesus, everybody be down there.
Everybody be down up in there. And that's all them girls do is pull files. Y'all gotta do tell them your name, baby. They get okay. They pull out. They come back with some files. So that's what I'm telling you. That's all a bunch of hard work. That's all them girls do. They be laughing. They laugh.
Girl, please.
They be down there cracking up at some of the stuff people put in court orders. I'm telling you.
No.
Oh, please. When me and Giovanni daddy was fighting over his name, the lady got started laughing, so she knocked over her coffin. She looked at me, she said, 2 educated people, I was letting that nigga have it, and he was letting me have it right back. He told me, I will know when you go to the bathroom, because you got my son. Yes, he did. Giovanni.
Wow.
He lived up to it, him.
He'll know when you go to the
What?
bathroom.
He said, till my son get 21, I know when you go to the bathroom.
Tell him to.
So, you know,
Tell him to buck up.
Manasseh, you need to work, really, call that judge and let them know what you need and say, I'm holding you accountable, and if anything has happened to my children, I will sue you, and I'm suing the state. Because I've notified you. The children were out of the state without my permission. And I'm current. It's not like I'm behind in my child.
There you
I'm
go.
current. You got a problem, Your Honor. And Your Honor can make the call. And the family court division, they have enforcement officers that will then go ahead and start tracking her to find out where she went. They'll do some investigation. You probably use the satellites, I'm sure. If you give them that phone number that she called you from, they're going to find out about a satellite. Once they get that phone number, they'll not only locate the satellite, they will call the phone themselves. And they'll have their own people, yeah. And they'll talk to them, and they'll ask for her, and they'll say, well, if you see her, let her know that we're looking for her. And she has so many hours to turn herself in and her children. They let you know, yeah. They'll let them know, and they're gonna say she has committed a federal crime.
Jesus.
Oh, they'll let her know.
Man, you gotta do that for the dude in the Grove named J. His
Yeah,
nickname
and
is
good
Jay
luck
Butter.
to you,
They
honey.
called
Don't
him
sit
and
back
said-
and take it
they
because
called
what's
him-
happening
they
is
called him
she
and
flexing
said
her muscle because
that
she realized you don't know.
You're being arrested.
I used to
for this
flex
crime.
mine too, to
Turn
Giovanni
yourself
Daddy.
in and we're gonna find you.
Oh my God.
The detective, the working case detective, does that personally. He'll call and be like, "Look, I'm looking for you. Either you're gonna turn yourself in, or you're gonna make this hard on yourself.
Wow.
If you're innocent, turn yourself in. But if you're guilty, in this case, she's guilty.
Yeah.
But
Turn yourself in.
turn yourself in. You might get a lighter sentence. It
Mhm.
will be a little bit more lenient with you. But once you make them mad, if she don't turn herself in, you make them mad, then they really gonna want
They're
you.
gonna really be pissed off.
Yeah, 'cause first you made them do leg work, unnecessary leg work.
And say to them, and she crossed state lines, so now you have the power to get the FBI, that's the feds.
That's it.
They can't.
Mom, can't
Yeah, they have access to the feds now. Once she crossed state lines, the locals don't even have to address it.
Yeah.
The locals really can turn it over and say this is a federal case. Now they can do
That's
that.
amazing. Just because she's crossed state line, that's automatic fed.
Automatic. That's why I told you, Giovanni Daddy told me he would know when I go to the bathroom. His friend, Giovanni Daddy friends work for feds. Why you think that nigga say, I would know when you go to the bathroom, boo-boo.
And
Cause he said, okay, you do something in Miami, they gonna call me. Cause when you see Sharon Compression come up, his daddy, police ID number come up. His daddy got me rigged. When they stop me, that's why they won't give me a ticket. They'll tell me, oh, okay, well I'll give you officer courtesy. His daddy got it rigged. That's why I'll never get tickets. You notice I run stops, I'll never get a ticket. They always give me a warning.
oh my God.
That's what I told you. And don't think when they get back to the station, they don't email him. Oh, officer courtesy extended to Sharon Kirkpatrick today.
No.
Oh, sure. That nigga knows Sharon and stop sign. Okay.
Dang.
It's a tight network, baby.
It's a tight network.
They can play when they figure you don't know no better. But good luck to you. Be strong and
Be forceful, man. Get your damn babies back, man.
get your babies back.
Tripping.
And if the worst case scenario, they're gonna arrest her, and you'll get your children, and you won't have to pay her child support no more. You can use that to take care of yourself.
He'll have full custody.
You know what I'm saying? And good luck to you. All right.
Let me talk.
Yeah, Miss Shawn wants to talk to you. Yeah, you gotta. Your
Hello?
dad got all that read. That's one.
Handle that, man, tomorrow, man.
I can't do nothing with you. That's why I'm
Handle
putting
that
on
tomorrow,
you.
man.
I've been there, done that. That and work. Off the lot. You go run across that state down if you want. Know what it is. But if I ever get a felony, I can no longer teach. So how many parents, single parents, number one, you say to them, if you do this, you know, they're gonna arrest you for taking your kids out of state. How many of them even understand that? Better yet, how many of these women that have, I call them baby factories, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the baby daddies. Think about it, all of them different baby daddies, and she got one baby daddy that's probably paying out of the 10. The rest of the babies she's getting welfare for, and the sad part of it is she can't even read the order herself and interpret it because the legal jargon and the vocabulary is just too elaborate for her. Okay, he can't read any of it because chances are he's more on the illiterate side, and selling. He's a pharmacist, but an illegal street pharmacist. So you're dealing with a whole lot of elements that factor into all of these cases. The other part is the other group of women may be very educated, going after high polluted guys who lie in the system because they have good jobs and they wear uniforms, whether it's fire, police, county employees. A lot of them don't pay what they're supposed to pay because they wear that uniform down there. And the judge, he feels obligated. We're all in the same business. Law enforcement bring him the bad guys, right? He convicts them. Law enforcement takes them on the way and lock them up, and then corrections take care of them. So correction officers, police officers, and firefighters are the worst ones. They hardly ever pay child support. And when they do, it is the lowest, the minimum. You'll catch a guy who works for the county, the garbage man will pay more than a police officer will pay. And in order to get real money out of a police officer, that woman has got to have a couple of thousands of dollars to fight. You send paperwork in, they give them a base salary that he's never made in his life. They'll say, oh yeah, well, you know, the base salary for a police officer is $40,000. The guy started out making $65,000 the first year. But that's what they're going to put on the paper because that's his base. Well, his base, now the guy got about 10 certificates. The certificates disappear? No, but his base is 40. So he paid child support based on 40,000. That's beginning teacher's pay. And he's making 75, 100. Oh, well, that's because that's extra. Okay. And so that's why you hear people, a lot of women who are educated or have experience with that. 3 things a lot of them will tell you. I don't do men who wear uniforms. A lot of women tell you, if you wear a uniform, I'm not interested. And I've sat in a circle of people talking. I've sat in this, like in the beauty parlor. Oh man, that's a conversation piece right there.
Wait.
You know? Yes, that's a conversation piece. Police officer. Oh, child, your baby daddy police. Oh, you ain't get no child support.
Get out of here.
I've heard. Now I'm fortunate. Giovanni Daddy took me to court, but he pays. I mean, he will pay. But that's not everybody's case. I've heard women sit in the beauty. I don't know if it's true or not true, but it's the conversation. Sit in the beauty parlor and make comments to these young girls who pregnant and say little things like, that sucker gonna pay me and blah blah blah. The older, wiser women who done lived and didn't get any child support tell them, honey, if he's a police officer, I guarantee you he won't ever pay you child support. I've heard other women say that they went down there for a blood test and the blood test proved that he wasn't the daddy and they had never been with another man in their whole life. One woman told me he was the only boyfriend she'd ever had in her whole life. And had been with him for 9 years. And the blood test that they sent her the results to said he was not the daddy. She said, now either I'm the Virgin Mary or somebody fixed the blood test. Well, I had heard that before too. I had heard that before, that if you deal with certain professions, like police, fire, correction, and you let the state do your blood test, it's mysterious stuff happen. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Giovanni Daddy, when I took him, he was like, thank God we here, cause you crazy, you know. he was like, yeah, let me, give me some rights. But other people, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, I've learned a lot in the process. Being a single parent has taught me a lot. It's definitely, it makes you toughen up. It teaches you to wise up. And it does make you skeptical. As a woman, I'm very skeptical of any man. Do I want to tell you, police officers, they can't tell me nothing, Michonne. They could be the nicest guys, but baby, I'm not the one. Been there, done that. No, thank you.
What about this case with this girl here? What can you tell me about this thing?
Well, what I think has happened is obviously she married young. She's been married a while. How long were they married?
They were married for 7 years. She was 25. It was her second marriage.
Okay. Well, there's some flags right there. I listened to your comment earlier. She was a teen mom.
16 years old.
Okay. So you're dealing with some other elements. One, teen moms need to have parental role models. Okay. If mom or dad or the household itself, because you can't blame just the parents, a whole bunch of people can embrace you. If she was not given the parental guidance on how she should govern herself as a mom, remember, she was 16 years old. She was still a child herself. So a lot of her childish goals and dreams, she never got to fulfill. Instead, she ran off and had to become someone's wife. Well, there's still a part of her that was never fulfilled. So when they marry young, a lot of times that's part of why you see they say we grew apart. No, you actually grew up together and it didn't quite work out. As opposed to, you know what I'm saying? It's like when kids start dating when they're 15 and people say, oh, it's cute. It is cute. But as they get older, he will discover, I'm going to school to be a pharmacist and she is going to sit home and get fat and ugly. Or, maybe she's going to be a great housewife and she really supports me and she really pushes me. She's a good homemaker. Or he may discover she's a lunatic. and she want to make more money than me to make so she can feel, she can be the head of the house. So there's a lot of elements going on with her. Teen parenting is one. I don't think she got the mentoring that she probably needed.
She blames her mom for not putting her on birth control.
Okay, well, that's a whole nother element. I blame you for just not saying no. Abstinence is free. Amen. And if you decided you wanted to indulge, then you certainly should have used protection for your own well-being, and that was not something mommy did.
Health class is mandatory.
Yes, health is a mandatory class, and it is free. Sex ed was free even back in my day, and she's younger than me. And I'm telling you the truth. Back in my day, sex ed, in order to get a driver's license, you had to take sex education. They were paired together. So, just like you had to learn about killing people in a car, and it was a ton, we used to call it the ton of steel, and it was a killing machine. You also learned that sex was a ton of steel and a killing machine. It was what they call the moment of death, and that's exactly. So, she had some responsibility for herself, period, and her actions and her decisions to indulge unprotected, even if she wasn't on birth control pill. Some people never take birth control pills in their life. They can't take them. No forms of them. So they use, they practice safe sex. So again, I think you got to go back to you can't blame people. We have to take responsibility. We look at the fact that she was a teen mom. We look at the fact that perhaps she didn't get the mentoring she needed. Obviously, once she had the first baby, maybe she went with the dad and decided they were going to get married and try to make things work. If not, and he ran off and left her, that right there caused bitter anger and animosity and embarrassment. Now she's not only a teen mom, he's ran off with somebody else. So you're stuck with this baby and you're by yourself. So then you usually fall into more of a promiscuous. She wants to be the party girl. She got to be the nightlight. She has to be the center of attention because she's trying to camouflage and make up.
And that's when she met her second husband.
Okay, that's because she's trying to cover up. That's right. She's trying to cover up the hurt, the embarrassment, and the shame.
Got married to him and quickly annulled because she said she found out he was a drug addict and drug dealer.
Okay, but you got married to him and you didn't even know what he did for a profession. Andrew had already had a baby. I mean, I'm just thinking, I don't know. You tell me. Interesting. Okay. So after you married him, you discovered what he did for a living. So
and that he
means
was a drug addict. She didn't know he was a drug addict.
That's cute. That's really cute. This is getting messy. My girlfriend has a statement. This is messy. And I see that this is going to get messy. Okay, so anyway, she annulled from him, went back to her escapade, unfulfilled.
Got involved in the church. That's where she met
That's a temporary fix. And we run to the church because we figure if they go to church. No, we run to the church, we get us a man out of church, and then he'll treat me right. See, this is a rebound effort. Think about it. You are rebounding from, number one, being pregnant and embarrassed. Number two, he walks off and leaves you. So now you're pregnant, you're a teenager, you're embarrassed, and you're dumped. Okay? Okay, then you marry a dopehead. Everybody's laughing at you now because they already knew he was a dopehead and unemployed. See what you've done? You shot yourself in the foot a second time. And then you have to run out on the nose, so now they're really laughing. They say, oh, light bulb just went off. I mean, you're talking a repetitive cycle here. Do you see a pattern? It's like just shoot yourself in the foot. Shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, come on. At what point are you going to sit back and say, I really need to get to know somebody, and I need to stop being this promiscuous person. I need to stay home, chill out, let myself recuperate from the damage of a bad relationship. Of a relationship gone sour. I don't think that time was ever, obviously was not, she didn't take that time to herself, which was unfair to her, as well as her child. Once she met, she said, okay, I know who'll fix it, the church. You run to the church. Every time you're in trouble, where do you go?
Church.
The drunks. when they're in trouble, what do they do? What do they tell them? Braille, pray for me. Now, we can laugh, but honest and truthfully, if you look at the drunks of old, you could be walking down the street and and he would have his fifth of liquor. But the minute the preacher came, that drunk would take that fifth of liquor and hide it from the preacher because of his respect for the church. And that was the honest to God truth. Nowadays, they sit up and they offer some to the preacher. But because you have a different element of drunk. But in the days when people thought about things like that, the church has always been a place of refuge. The church to me is a hospital. It is a place where sick people go and they stay temporarily. And when they feel better, they have the strength, they've had the time to rest and relax and be rejuvenated. You know, mind transformed, strengthening their body, mind, spirit, and soul. Then they go on and they move back into the world.
They got
to take more beating.
She got heavy into the church. That's where she met her second husband, Manasseh, and they quickly hit it off. The church, from what I understand, was more like a non-denominational. Even they went as far as, both of them went as far as to say it was a cult. He got out of it, and he started practicing, becoming a Hebrew Israelite, and so she quickly followed. But he said that even up to the day that they got married, he didn't love her at all. He said that they fought like cats and dogs on their wedding day. He said he didn't love her. He hated her. But he got married to her, and he said that was the worst thing he could have ever done.
Why would you marry someone you do not love?
Obligation.
Why were you obligated? She was pregnant again?
She was pregnant third time.
How did I guess? How would I know that she was pregnant again? It's a part of the cycle. I'm this innocent little victim. Oh my God, I'm pregnant again. Now just think about it for a moment for yourself. At 16, I got pregnant. The shame on my parents and my family, the ridicule, the scuttlebug, the whispers of the neighbors, the elders, the church people. Don't you know that that's a mistake I would never make again? Because I knew I've already lived that experience, so I know this was not a good thing. And then I run off, I get married to this crackhead. All of a sudden, a light bulb comes on. I go, oops, I made a mistake again, so let me run back and undo what I did. It's an annulment. That's not how marriages work. A marriage is a holy sanction. It is sanctioned by God himself. God said he is married to the church. That is deep. So you don't want to play with marriage. That's not something I need to, well, I think it's going to work. No, if you think it's going to work, you go ahead and let him be your boo. And you be his boo-boo. And you can walk away from boo. You do not go in and on the Bible say I do, because that is a lifetime commitment. It says till death do us part. Not till I discover you're a crackhead or find out you're unemployed. That part should have been done long before we got to wedding bells, talking about wedding bells. We would have to know each other. I need to understand what your goals and aspirations are. What do you see yourself doing in the future? What are your ideologies on raising kids? I already have one. Big, big thing. Single parents need to get real with yourself. You need to understand this man may not be a man who's ever been around kids. And that's very difficult. When the man doesn't have children, oh, my kids would never do that. Yeah, right. We all say that. They lie. They lie. Ask your mom. Ask your dad. I can tell you they lie. And I have a great kid. But he does things that I would want to kill him for doing. But those are children. And they all do it. Well, if he has not had that experience, and they're not his flesh and blood, it makes a difference for some men. Other men love you the way Christ loved the church. They love you so much that they see those children as their own.
I did that.
That there's no, these are your children and these are my stepchildren. I I try to figure out what step did you take to kill them.
Yeah, I did that. I love those children like they were my children.
And those are the things a single parent should be looking for first. He needs to love me, but he needs to love and bond with my children. If there's not a bond, why would I marry someone who doesn't like my children?
Okay, so we're going to keep that in mind. I'm going to keep going. So 7 years of marriage. By the end of the 7th year,
He's so miserable, he hates her.
he
Literally hates her.
he says, file for divorce. She won't file, so he files. The third child that they had, they weren't supposed to have. She tricked him into getting pregnant. The rudimentary thing, the practicing the safe sex with the cycle and everything, she's like, yeah, we could do that. Practiced it. Of course, she got pregnant. What we looked at is that she did it to try to keep him.
That's when he was talking divorce.
That's what he was talking about. He said after the second child, it was pretty bad. He said by the time the third one came, it was like it was worse than it ever was, the relationship. So he got a divorce. And she feels that it was because, not of her, of course. See, it's the whole victim.
I'm the victim.
He went on and left her and ended up seeing somebody else that was in a kung fu class with him. And she hated him for that ever since. Not only because she looks at it as if he left her for another woman, but because she's also Latino.
She's got issues. Okay, now that's a double whammy. African American women have developed, I think, over time, some very bitter feelings of betrayal. First, I would use that term, betrayal, with African American men who tend to date outside the race, and I think the feelings in their minds perhaps may be justifiable. But I also think we need to look at the realities of our past and historically the performance of our people. Many of our women become baby factories. They have a baby like moi. She has one, marries a crackhead. Oh, let me check. I mean, it's I'm changing my shoes. I don't like this shade of blue with my outfit. And I change my outfit and I get the right necklace. This necklace doesn't match very good. I go change it. That's what's happening in their minds. And they're prostituting themselves in an effort to feel love. Sex, being sexual, being sensuous, being romantic, being intimate has nothing to do with love. They're two separate elements. Love is patient, and love is kind. Love is gentle. Love is not going to put any pressure on you. That's why it's patient. Love understands that you have 5 children already. You're coming back on the rebound from a bad marriage, or 2 or 3, with 5 children, lots of baggage. So you've got ill feelings for these men. You've got a warped mentality because he left you and went to a Latino woman. You're mad because you had these babies, and a lot of times, again, African American women see the children as traps. Oh, I got you now. You ain't going nowhere. You're not going anywhere. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's the worst thing you could do. The best thing you could do is set him free. Set him free. Do your thing. What God has for you is for you. He was a part of your journey. He wasn't your destiny. You're trying to take part of the valley experience, and you're trying to take the valley to the mountaintop. They don't go hand in hand. Hello. The valley experience was the valley experience. You're headed up the mountaintop now. Leave the valley stuff in the valley. Stop trying to take old baggage to new places. And that's what happens with a lot of them. She came into that relationship with old baggage, Michonne. Lots of old feelings. Lots of shame and embarrassment that had nothing to do with him. This promiscuous, I'm sure she always wanted to dress like these young girls, and she was always partying like a young girl. I can only imagine that's her character. She was very loud, and she dressed nice because she wanted attention. And you know what that was all about? She probably had her hair and all. I'm sure she kept her shape intact because it wasn't about her. It was about, I look good, so they'll be with me. Because that's all she thought she was worth. That's where her value of self was. And her looks. Oh, I need to be a 36-24.
Very,
Rachel, I'm the
very
worst.
pretty girl. Not as shapely, but very pretty. Very
That's
beautiful.
that's what she counted on. Beautiful. They're going to be infatuated with my beauty. But guess what? I'm the world's worst mom. I mean, I'm the world's second worst wife. I'm an irresponsible mate. I will booby trap you to get what I want, including bring another life into the world to get back at you so that you can stay here and be miserable. And I know you don't want to be with me. What kind of person are you really sleeping with? You talk about sleeping with an enemy? Jeez. That's an enemy. Definitely going to cost you to sleep with that one. You're not looking at all the baggage, Michonne, that you missed going into this. When you sit down and do, you're like, oh, man. I'm like, what were you thinking? Teen mom, she had issues right there that were never worked through. If she had had a healthy marriage after that, then you could say, well, she was able to make amends. She formed a healthy relationship with a male-female thing. They got things accomplished. They were able to buy a home or progress, and she was able to get a job and feel good about herself and move up in life. Instead, this woman is, however old, 5 kids. The second husband hated her as much as the first one. You know, it's a bad situation. She's got all these kids he didn't want. So again, this is you imposing your desires on him. Where's the consideration for him? At what point did you step back and say, let me look at me and let me try and work on me right now? Let me take some time to really focus on fixing me.
She's had that advice before from her friends. One of her friends said, please, just stop. Could you stop seeing people?
Thank you. And just spend time working on you, getting to know who you are. Fall in love with yourself. At least get to know yourself. Get to know who you are. Fall in love with yourself. You won't need people to tell you you're beautiful. You won't need people to say, oh, you look nice today. You're going to wake up and, oh, God, you're so awesome. Look at me. You made me beautiful. And you look, you got your hair still wrapped up and tied up in your scarf and your PJs on. But you're comfortable with you. She never gave herself time to get to know herself, to get and deal with all of the hurt and the embarrassment that she's hiding from her past. She's always trying to outprove herself. I'm successful. I made it. See? All y'all talked about me. I made it. Me and my children got it. It is scary, and I guarantee you, if you think about it, you'll see that when she even got around old friends, she would get haughty. She would, yeah, this is my man, and because she needs to show off, to show them.
She introduced me to all these different people.
Because she needs to show them, oh yeah, the 16-year-old teen mom, I got it going on, and look at my man taking care of me.
2 months later, after dropping me, she introducing everybody to this new guy.
That's why that cycle continues. There's no self-value. She doesn't value herself. Other people, she's validated by having someone else, a man who's, that's how she values herself. So all of these are issues. Why does she need to have a man on her arm? Because she doesn't feel worthy without it. Her value is in what she has, not who she is.
She won't work.
Well, that's why she's too busy. She needs to look like she has it going on. Even though she's getting kicked out of her house, her bills are not paid, probably doesn't cook for her kids and do a whole bunch of other things, probably has a lot of neglect going on in her house. Kids probably eat out quite a bit. I guarantee she doesn't spend any time doing homework. When she does, she's screaming and hollering at the kids, then I tell you, then I tell you. There's no role modeling. Instead, she's dictating. But there's no role modeling going on. I can describe her simply based on what you told me. Just the mere fact of knowing all the damage that's been done as a teen parent. Without the proper help, without the proper coaching, without the proper mentoring, statistics have proven, Michonne, she never got a chance to grow up. And she sees those kids as her greatest asset and yet her greatest enemy. Because if I hadn't had y'all suckers, I could have been partying and doing what my friends were doing. On the other hand, you my ticket to money. Because your daddy's got to pay child support, honey. Now, even with child support, she's still mismanaging money. She's still not being a great parent. She's yet to go find herself. Go take your cooking class. What is it you like to do? If you ask her, I guarantee you. She said, oh, well, you know. I guarantee you that's going to be her response. What do you enjoy doing? What do you get fulfillment from doing?
She tried to go back to school full time, which I never could understand that. How can you go back to school full time, college, and have 3, 4 children that you take care of? It's not realistic.
Well, you can do it, but you're going to have to, number one, be in the mindset to do that. And you're also going to have some parenting skills. She doesn't have them. I went to school full time. Did a 2-year program in 1 year. I had a full-time job from 7:30 to 2:40 every day. Came home, my son's there to witness. Did I not, Giovanni? I came home and every single day I cooked a full meal. There was meat, there was a starch, there was vegetable, and there was bread. And I made lemonade every single night. And between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock, Giovanni will tell you, dinner was served on the table, and I sat down and had dinner with my son. At 5 o'clock, if I wasn't finished, and he will tell you, Giovanni, would I not put my food in a paper plate and eat in the car on my way to class? Went to school Monday through Friday from 5 to 9. I was full-time on ground and full-time online at the same time. Taking 18 credit hours, masters per semester. Started in January, was finished in December, graduated number 2 in the class. It can be done. Had a full-time job, not part-time. Full-time job as an academy lead teacher. Had a child in high school. His grades never failed. Asked him how many nights I stayed up to 12, 1, 2 in the morning with him doing projects because he couldn't finish while I was in class. So I would tell him, go ahead and sleep, and when I come home, I'll wake you up and we'll get back on it. I would go to sleep at 2 and get back up at 5. Girls got to do what a girl has to do. And there's a difference between girls and women. The old saying, a girl does have to do what a girl has to do. But also, when you're a woman, a woman has to do what a woman has to do. I was a mom. My kid was accustomed to eating home-cooked meals every day. As you saw tonight, you see what Giovanni did? That's expected. That's expected. At 15, he still gets home-baked cookies every night. If we don't do home-baked cookies, what we do? Ice cream,
Pizza,
apple pie, popcorn. And he's 15 years old, stands 5 feet 10. Okay, I'm 5'5". And will come in here and wake me up. Mommy, I want cookies. Cookies and milk. Mommy, can you make me? Last night he came in here at 12 o'clock.
For apple pie.
He asked me to make him, and I'm like, Giovanni, it's going to take an hour to cook. But this is the difference between a girl and a mom. When I cook dinner, he understands we are a team. I buy the groceries, you bring them in. I don't carry bags. I cook dinner, I don't do dishes, you do the dishes. I've cooked, you wash dishes. You train your children. There was no way this woman was going to go to school. Her kids they weren't accustomed to routines. There was no training. She didn't prepare them for it.
Leaving them with all kind of people to take care of.
I was going to say, did she ask them how did they feel about her going to school? Did she have a child care plan? Was somebody coming? With that many children, you can't leave them with anybody. You need to pay a babysitter to come to your house so that they can eat on time, they can get their bath on time, they'll be in their own home environment, they can get their baths, they can go into their rooms, do whatever they do. Giovanni used to have, at night, I would always read to him. And I noticed when he got maybe in middle school, I notice even now, when he goes to bed, he gets a Sports Illustrated. He always has a Sports Illustrated. Know why? Ask him, what did I do every night?
read and listen to music.
I read to him every night, and he listened to classical music. He would pick a story, and Mommy would read it. So he's accustomed, he's programmed. If you don't do that, he's out of his element. It throws him way off. That's why I notice sometimes when he's in the TV, he's really not listening to the TV. He's just used to, because Mommy's used to, I'm hearing somebody talk to me, somebody read to me. So these kinds of things take time. They don't happen by osmosis. You have to invest in the children. You're going to put time in. I'll come in here, fall asleep. My son will get up, go through the house, make sure the entire house is locked up, wake me up. Mommy, come on, let's go to bed. It's bedtime. Turn off the TV, turn off the lights, do exactly what I will do, and take me to bed. Pull back the sheets, so help me God, and tuck me in my bed. And cover me and kiss me goodnight. Am I lying, Giovanni?
Why is that most of these black women are not doing that?
We have not been taught, and we came up under a different auspices. We came up through slavery. So some of us are free, most of us are not. We still believe that we have to eat chitlins and collard greens to have a good meal. And we don't realize that pig feet and chicken feet and collard greens, Mom and them cooked it because that's all that was left from the people's tables. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it, but again, we are still enslaved mentally. So that trickles down the whole thing with the man and the Spanish woman. Why do black men feel they need to go to them? That's the slave master's daughter. That's right. That's a mentality.
One of the things that was brought up with me was that after this experience, I said, man, I'm seriously considering dating exclusively outside my race, because this was a person who, when I met her, I did not think, she has nice long dreadlocks, she seemed very nice and demure, don't speak out of place. I mean, she really played this role of this very spiritual Rastafarian woman, even though she has these children, but she's still very spiritual. And everyone keeps asking me, well, what was it about her? I said, well, one thing I do remember is that we talked a lot. And now in retrospect, I think about it, that was part of the game. Let me keep talking. Let me listen. I'll know how to play this thing.
Let me tell you about a hustle. A hustle requires time and a little energy. And it actually requires a master plan. Because in the hustle, you need to know what you're hustling him for. Ultimately, what do you want? Do you want your mortgage paid every month? Do you want a Google credit card unlimited in his name? Do you want to travel all over and just be seen with him because he's a superstar? So you can tap into some other fantasies. Or do you want him because it's something to do? It's going to help my image. He's my boss. I'll get the promotion. He owns the car dealership. I'll be able to drive what I want to drive. Let's just keep
I'm
it
going to
real.
help him build his theater company because I like the way he's thinking and he's going to go places. That's what was said to me.
Okay, and she's absolutely right. She was going to help you build that theater company so she could drop you and clean you out just the way she's done everybody else. Because if I know that if I have any parts of it, when he goes grand, I cash in. Now remember, she cashes in every month. She gets a hefty little check, right? And they weren't planned. This time, she'd actually planned. So you were in more trouble than you realized. People like that, when the hustle is on, 3 things are off limits. Their heart. They never do anything that attaches to my heart. You don't do the heart thing. You don't fall in love. You don't get attached. There's no emotion. We're friends. You're nice. This is my hangout buddy. I just enjoy your company. There is no attachment. Okay, rule number 2. You keep yourself with an exit clause or an escape hatchet. Meaning, Miss Sean helping me pay bills, and I'm thinking he's going to ask me about moving in. I need to make sure I drop that line about I don't let men stay over my children. So it keeps the image up, and it allows me to play the game under a false auspices. But yet I got my escape hatch. Because when I want you out, it's going to be hard to get you out of my house. But if I want to drop you and have another brother in here in 15 minutes, that's a whole nother game. But if I have made the mistake of bringing you in, and we're so close, or I put my, you got access to my bank account, or you know how I do what I do, we got a problem because now I've messed up my escape hatch. Got to have that escape hatch that you don't know about. Have to keep that. So there's no heart. I have to have an escape hatch. And thirdly, I have to go into this with a plan. And in my plan, it includes goals and timetables. So I already know when your season's going to be over. I know that I need to play you right now to pay my phone bill to November when I can get my phone turned back on. And you history after that. As November come up, I already start fading you out. I start returning your calls. Oh, I'm busy. I'm going to call you back. It's a setup. Again, this is part of the plan. I got my goal accomplished. It's now time to exit. Now I'm going to exercise my escape I need to utilize my escape hatch in case you get crazy in the midst of my plan. And then thirdly, I never attached by the heart. So there was no attachment anyway. What do I care?
She liked it when I took her to Tampa, and from what her friends said, that she loved the fact that she went to the ball and everything. And then in January, when she started school, we kind of had like a little falling out, and we broke up at the beginning of January. But then, like a day or 2 days later, I coming back.
That was part of the plan. You break up to make up. You ever heard that song?
Mm-hmm.
Break up to make up. I need something special, so I'll pick a fight with you tonight. Make you act really crazy. I know your actions because I know you remember it's part of the plan. I have to study you, so I have to know you as part of my plan. Remember the 3 rules. Rule 1, I gotta have a plan. Rule number 2, I gotta keep an escape hatch. And rule number 3, never get attached by the heart. No attachments. So, part of my plan is to get to know you. I've studied you well. I know your favorite dishes. I know your favorite outfits.
My beer.
I know your favorite beer. I know your favorite foods. I know your favorite colors. So I'll buy you that green shirt because you have a thing for green. I know that you like Cold Stone cream ice cream, so I make sure every now and then I just, honey, I bought you some Cold Stone cream ice cream. You gotta play the game. Maybe I know you like good conversation, so I call you all the time, and that's all I give you. I could be sitting up with another man and get my feet done, but I'm giving you good conversation because I know you like that. Maybe I know you like traveling, so you want to go here, want to go, yeah. Every now and then I need to break off and go because I know you like that. See, you're getting wheeled in. I told you, I had to get to know you. That's part of the plan. It's a 3-part process. Where in that plan did I say for you to get to know me? Nowhere. That's why you're not supposed to know what I do when I do, how I do. Okay, that was an interesting moment in time.
So so basically, I guess she was waiting for me to really get that theater going so that she could cash in. By that time, May had come around for my first show. By that time, April, we had broke up. One reason she said what did it is because when she came to move in briefly for about a week or 2 weeks, she was getting put out of her house and she was bringing her stuff in. And I'd be like, well, wait a minute, where'd that come from? And where's that? And what is that about? And hey, where's that coming from? And she didn't like that. I felt in my spirit that this person's not just leaving her stuff here, that this person is trying to squat here. And I told her, I said, well, maybe I'm feeling a little funny because I said, I have I said, this is my first time really being on my own. I had my cousin. She lived with me for a long time. I said, I'm just not used to, I'm trying to get used to me, being by myself. But I'm sorry I made you feel bad, because she said she felt bad. That night we got it together, but she still did not feel comfortable. And I guess I probably put a dent in her plan, because I said, what's that? What's that? And I think that she probably was like, damn, the hustle's not working.
Thank you. I didn't do this right. And she probably gave you some good loving to try to make it right. It just didn't quite work out. She could tell that, yeah, loving was all right, but I don't think.
And
I
at the
felt for
same
that
time, she's still seeing other dudes too. These Rastafarian dudes who she really want. See, she didn't really want me because I wasn't Rastafarian, but she liked where I was going. She thought she could cash in on that.
And what's more is you were an easy hustle. Single, on your own, no older siblings to really see through her. She didn't have to have too much interaction with mom because you didn't live with mom. See what I'm saying? Working, got a degree, this is an easy one. So she saw opportunity and definitely knocked on the door and said, I'm going to ride this train as long as it's moving. When it stops moving, I'll get off at the next station. If not, jump off on the way on the tracks. Because she had another plan. She had these other rosters that she was looking at. So when you evaluate the 3-part process, you see where everything had to fall in place. There was never any attachment to you because she wasn't interested in you. She had her dreams and goals set on these Rastafarian guys. What was her plan for you? I mean, okay, she had to know you, she had to understand you, but hey, you had no elements that she had to deal with. There was no screening committee. If you had lived at home, she would have to sit around your parents sometime. They'd be like, oh, that's too much work. I gotta go spend time with this parent. I'll forget it. I know, I've been there. I don't want to spend no time with this parent. Forget it. Because they can see right through you. Another woman can see right through you. The last thing you want to do during a hustle is become friends with another female in the family. That is the last thing you want to do. Men are not the brightest. You can tell them anything. You come in with a pretty face, and she knew. All you got to do is sit there with that pretty face and... yeah, that's my boo. Okay, another sister said, you hustling him like I'm hustling your cousin. Okay. We can see right through the hustle because we're hustlettes. See, we've come from the game. So we know the game. We can read right through, as I say, cut right through the chase. Oh, she's straight on a hustle, girl. She is straight on hustle. And you can walk away laughing. So when you get a man who doesn't have that older sibling or that older sister, oh, you in for a ride. Now, mess around, you got a sister-in-law, you got even more trouble. Because the sister-in-law is going to tell the brother. And she knows where he's gullible because she got that brother. Okay? So, brothers, men will listen to other men.
The nail in the coffin was first time in January where we didn't use protection. We got caught in the middle of the passion, and I jumped in there. She was like, "No, stop, boy. What you doing?" Second time, she said, "Oh, let's try the rudimentary thing, the practicing the safe sex thing." Now that I'm thinking about it in retrospect, that first time, it was all right. She did get pregnant. So that was the lure, I believe. The third time she tried to do that, she was staying in the house. But instead of driving all the way down south, I went to my parents' house that week. Because I was tired, I was in rehearsal and shows. I was getting prepared for the Shakespeare Festival. Okay. She was calling me. I thought you said you was coming down. I'm tired. No, I said I'm tired. No, you need to come down, my cycle thing, we could do the thing. I don't remember her specifically saying, no worries, just like that on the phone. No worries, you come on. And I was like, no. When I told that to the ex-husband, he looked at me with big eyes, with his mouth open, and grabbed me and hugged me. He was like, man, boy, she tried to hook you up. She tried to get you hooked up, man, and get her pregnant. I was going to say,
now, she was looking for another cash-in. She's getting...
Telling everybody, yeah, he said he would move me in and add on to the house, which I did say that. So, that was...
But notice, he said he's going to move me in. Now I'm going to finally have my own home. Everything is about somebody else doing for her. What point, if ever, did she take the initiative to be the woman, the mother that she needed to be? Not yet. He is going to do for me. I'm going to move in his house. When has she taken the time to get to know what she wants? Does she want to live in some man's house? Does she want to be with a man? And if a man, is he the man you were interested in? Does he even turn you on? Or was he a cash cow? A little innocent guy, no other kids, I'd milk him. He gets that theater started, I'll be rich, I'll never have to work again. You were the perfect catch, honey. You were the perfect catch. No kids and no older sister to tell you she finna rob you, take you to the cradle. So she said, oh yeah, he don't know nothing. He ain't got no, so who gonna tell him? His mama don't know me, she ain't gonna tell him because I don't go see her. I don't want no parts of her. So this was you were a perfect catch. She just did not expect the hesitation on your part. And let me tell you, if you had gone there, you would be a father today. Because she was going to hook you one way or the other. And then, of course, she would come to you and play, oh my God, I can't believe, oh, how could this have happened? And act like she's so distraught. And she's saying to herself, oh, I'm finna play this role real good because this is a cash cow. What woman in 2007 want to have sex without a condom? When AIDS, we are the highest percentage, black females, of any group for HIV/AIDS. And these are heterosexual women. Who in their right mind would want to have unprotected sex with those alarming statistics? There's no way. The heat of the passion becomes cold as ice when I think about HIV/AIDS. So that tells you right there was a plan. I'm willing to get AIDS. I'm willing to risk that with 5 kids who depending on me now. What if this guy has something? It's not like it's my husband. We've gone and got a blood test to get married. I know he's straight. We're talking, I'm dating. And obviously I'm dating him and some rosters and somebody else and somebody else. So at what point, if ever, does she take that responsibility? The answer, I think, is real clear. Never.